going to talk about robots. I am, however, going to talk about some of the philosophical concepts relevant to the understanding of how humans interact with robots and why we want to create robots in the first place. For reasons that will hopefully become clear, I have chosen to change the title of my paper. I'm going to talk about multistability and human plasticity, which is also the topic of my PhD thesis, which I'm working on right now. The main theme of this paper is why the branch of philosophy of technology that is known as post-phenomenology is in need of a metaphysical description of human nature. So this is the argument I want to...
Just press it.
Yeah. This is the disposition of my talk. It's not a simple but a linear argument. I'm going to talk about human metaphysics and post-phenomenology first. Then technology as ontology, and then I'll be a bit more focused on the theoretical work of German philosopher Helmut Plessner and French philosopher Alexander Kojève. And then I will try to draw some perspectives afterwards. This is a quote by philosopher Don Eide. I don't think phenomenology returns to the given. Once you have been able to discover the possible multi-stability of a phenomenon, you can never return to it as given. What does that mean? This is basically an expression of the theoretical anti-foundationalism that characterizes the work of Don Eide. This also applies to the human being. Anti-foundationalism here is understood as a conception of man that emphasizes man as non-static. It is, in other words, a process ontology. However, the focus in the work of Don Eide has been on technological artifacts. I would like to switch perspective in order to talk about how technological artifacts shape what is understood as humanity or the nature of man. And in order to do that, I will first address the topic of technology as ontology. The ontological relationship between humans and technology is expressed in the well-known tool analysis from Heidegger's work Sein und Zeit. Here he assumes a position opposed to the Cartesian distinction between extended bodies, which is also known as res extensa, and the cognitive abilities of man, which he calls res cogitans, the thinking thing. For Heidegger, the relationship between technological artifacts and human beings is much more intricate. The being in the world of Dasein, which is Heidegger's term for humans, is fundamentally characterized as concern. We are concerned with the world. We show this concernment by the use of tools. We concern ourselves with the world, and our interaction with technological artifacts should be seen in this light. In the tool analysis of Sein und Zeit, he outlines two ontological relations human beings can have with tools present at hand and ready to hand. While the first explains a theoretical stance towards an object, the second emphasizes an attitude where the tool is absorbed in the situation. This is possible when the tool is used for something. When we're typing on a keyboard, the keyboard is integrated into a context of use that is absorbing the keyboard. So we are not cognitive aware of the keyboard while we're using it. It sort of is integrated into a much broader context. So the point I think this is easier.
Så du skal prøve her.
This leads me to the first point. Humans are ontologically related to tools and artifacts because they affect how being is uncovered. They affect the way we understand entities in the world. Technological artifacts have the ability to alter the human body in such many-faceted ways that I would argue that it makes sense not only to talk about the multistability of technological artifacts, but also the multistability of man. This is not a new topic. The question about the nature of man is the main question in the branch of philosophy known as philosophical anthropology. This predicate is often associated with thinkers like Max Scheler, Helmut Plessner, and Arnold Gehlen. Despite their philosophical differences, the plastic conception of man is common ground. Plasticity refers to non-static ontology of human nature, as well as multistability do. The term stems from plastikos, which means moldable in ancient Greek. I will here propose two aspects of human plasticity. That of eccentric positionality, which is found in the work of Helmut Plessner, and that of desire found in the work of Alexander Kouchev's anthropological interpretation of Hegel's phenomenology of spirit. But first things first, this is Helmut Plessner. The term Helmut Plessner utilizes in order to describe human nature as eccentric positionality, an argument that is actually common within the tradition and is based on a distinction between plants, animals, and humans. Where animals are bound to an experiential center, they experience the world from a sentiment of self, a center of experience without the ability to abstract from this center. Humans are eccentric in the way that they have the ability to abstract from a concrete experiential phenomena. This kind of reflection enables human beings to understand themselves as historical beings integrated into a cultural and historical context. This kind of reflection also enables human beings to vision themselves as something else. This differentiates human beings fundamentally from plants and animals. Human beings are plastic in the way that they can always be molded into something else by themselves and their surroundings. And this is relevant when speaking about the concept of techno-fantasies, because techno-fantasies are exactly this kind of abstraction from a concrete experiential center. We imagine ourselves in some way as something else, and we imagine how technology will sort of take us there. Plants, animals, humans, abstraction. That's the first aspect of human plasticity. The second aspect of human plasticity I want to address is that of desire, which is dealt with in the work of this guy, Alexander Kouchev. In his lectures published under the title Introduction to the Reading of Hegel, he establishes desire as a fundamental aspect of the nature of human beings. What is desire? Those of you familiar with Hegelian philosophy know that this theme from the master-slave directives of phenomenology of spirit. Desire is in Hegelian terms understood as negating action. Every organism is moved to action by desire, which is directed towards a desired object. Desire is the presence of an absence, Kouchev writes. For example, I desire to eat the apple. I eat the apple, thereby negating the existence of the apple. This absence of the desired object forces us to act, and thus we are always in a process of fulfilling an endless desire. The desire expresses the ongoing process of human becoming, process of human nature. Here Kouchev makes a distinction between animal and human. Animals and humans. Makes a distinction more specifically between animal desire and human desire. or between consciousness desire and self-consciousness desire. The animal desire is directed against a specific object, food for example, is the example the apple illustrated. The animal reproduces itself by preying on another animal. Self-consciousness or human desire is here to be understood in terms of recognition, from German Anerkennung. What makes human desire more than just animal desire is that human desire is directed against another's desire. Self-consciousness desires that another self-consciousness desire them. And this has to do with the desire to be recognized in a specific subject position. As illustrated in the famous master-slave dialectics, where the master through action is recognized as precisely master by the slave. This is the consequence of a preliminary battle between the master and the slave, which results in the slave recognizing the master as precisely a master. Thus, two subjects' position is constituted. But how is this relevant to post-phenomenology and alterity relations? I would say that both of these aspects are present in the discussions of techno-fantasies. The ability to fantasize is a vital aspect of human plasticity. To create imaginary scenarios where we are portrayed in another way than in reality is a fundamental aspect of what it means to be human. This also expresses the multistability or plasticity of human beings because of the wide array of imaginary worlds humans through techno-fantasies can be placed in. And because the techno-fantasies express several understandings of the function of human beings. I understand techno-fantasies as a concept that focuses on the role of technology taken in such fantasies. Techno-fantasies are cultural, historical shaped expressions of how technology paves different trajectories of human desire. Ever since mythological times, there has been a will to overcome human biological conditions through the use of technology. Daedalus crafted a path for himself and his son in order to escape his imprisonment on Crete. By obtaining the ability to fly through his invention, he succeeded in manipulating his body's abilities. Bodily abilities. The act of fleeing can also be seen as an attempt of subverting the master-slave struggles that in the first place led to his imprisonment. These kinds of fantasies that involve scenarios for the overcoming of human biological conditions can be called transhumanistic fantasies. Which brings us back to the theme of alterity relations. Why do we want to create artificial intelligence and humanoid robots? And more general, why do we want to create technological artifacts we can relate to in an effective way? This desire is perhaps also expressed in the will to overcome the biological conditions of the human bodies. By being able to produce humans artificially, we are in a way also transcending the conditions of the body's biological conditions. And I think that some of these concepts can be put to use empirically by researching how desire to create humanoid robots is shaped through cultural processes. Which is something I will deal with in my thesis. I think that was it.